The story starts with Franklin Fox beginning his new role at a pharmaceutical company called SCI Trinity, led by the enigmatic Anton Burrell. In the early days of his job, he was fortunate to have the support of Jala, a colleague with a lovely face. This close working relationship led Franklin to develop a fondness for her. One evening, after their workday ended, Franklin took Jala out for dinner. During their meal, he confided in her about his real intention for joining the company. He wanted to interview Anton. It was timely information, as Anton was set to host a press event that afternoon to unveil some groundbreaking technology. However, Franklin faced a problem. He lacked the necessary invitation to attend. In need of a solution, he turned to an old friend, Andy, who was also an employee at SCI Trinity. Andy came through for him by providing a unique bracelet known as Triband. This device was no ordinary accessory. It served as a special pass that allowed access to various parts of the company. To ensure it worked specifically for Franklin, Andy had ingeniously incorporated Franklin's DNA into the bracelet. Armed with the Triband, Franklin discreetly made his way into the press event. His entrance was nearly thwarted by security, but he swiftly hid behind a curtain. While in hiding, he unexpectedly encountered Anton and his aide. During their brief interaction, Franklin couldn't help but notice a peculiar black ring on Anton's finger. But before he could examine it further, Anton placed the ring in his pocket and proceeded to the stage to begin his presentation. The subject of the presentation was the Triband 5, a more advanced version of the bracelet Franklin was wearing. This innovative piece of technology, according to Anton, was capable of using cutting-edge neurotechnology to address health challenges such as diabetes, hypertension, and even substance addiction. The implication was clear. SCI Trinity was moving towards a future where traditional pill-based medicines might become obsolete in the face of such advanced wearable technology. However, the event took a sudden dramatic turn when an armed man burst onto the scene, accusing SCI Trinity of harboring ulterior motives to control its users. Reacting quickly, Franklin used a table to tackle the intruder, injuring his hand in the process. Recognizing Franklin's bravery, Anton rewarded him with the much-desired interview. As the eventful day came to a close and Anton was exiting the venue, Franklin stumbled upon the mysterious black ring that had caught his attention earlier. When he touched the ring's surface, a surprising event occurred. Time rolled back by exactly 57 seconds. This unforeseen twist left Franklin awestruck, pondering the incredible power he had just discovered. Franklin decided to meet up with Jala at a restaurant. Before she arrived, he decided to test the mysterious ring again. Just as he suspected, upon pressing it, time reverted 57 seconds. There was one catch, though. The ring turned white and became temporarily inactive. It would regain its power after the exact amount of time it reversed. Jala soon joined him, and they took a leisurely stroll to a park. From there, Franklin invited her to his apartment. Once inside, the atmosphere turned romantic as they shared a moment. However, Jala's mood shifted when she spotted a bag and a photograph of another woman. Distraught, Franklin instinctively used his ring to rewind time, hoping to avoid the discomfort the picture caused. Meanwhile, Sig Thorensen, the owner of a rival pharmaceutical company named Thorensen, was quite displeased. A video had gone viral showing Franklin's heroics in saving Anton from the attacker. Sig bore a strong grudge against Anton. He believed that Anton's company and its Triband product were inferior compared to his creation, a pain relief medication called Zonastin. Sig theorized that the whole attack on Anton might have been staged. Determined to get to the bottom of it, he dispatched his associate, Calvert, to shadow Franklin and gather intel. The next morning brought more surprises for Franklin. As he was prepping breakfast for Jala, the deputy collector showed up to repossess his car due to unpaid installments for the past 7 months. Frantic, Franklin used his ring, but found that 57 seconds wasn't nearly enough time to prevent the car's seizure. Later, as the two relaxed in front of the TV, Franklin caught an advertisement for a lottery game. An idea sparked in his mind about what if he could use the ring to win. He headed to a casino, took a chance at the lottery, and observed the result, number 15. Armed with this knowledge, he triggered the ring's power to revert time by 57 seconds, placed his bet on that very number, and watched as the results played out in his favor. The plan worked flawlessly, and he secured a hefty win. Franklin had discovered the golden goose in the form of his ring. Time and time again, he used its unique power at the casino, raking in winnings and astonishing amounts of money. His success extended beyond the gambling tables. He flaunted his newfound wealth by purchasing a flashy sports car with cold, hard cash. But as the saying goes, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. The casino security soon caught on, suspecting foul play. In a dramatic turn, they pursued and roughed up Franklin, but he was unexpectedly rescued by Calvert. Over a meal, Calvert unveiled his intentions. He acted as an emissary for Sig Thorensen, who had an interest in meeting Franklin. Merely hearing Sig's name raised Franklin's guard. He declined the offer, but Calvert, being the persistent man that he was, left Franklin with a business card should he reconsider. With his pockets full and a new lease on life, Franklin moved Jala to a plush apartment. But life's never void of complications. Jala stumbled upon a photo on Franklin's laptop, jumping to the conclusion that she was looking at an ex-lover. Franklin clarified the heartbreaking truth. The woman in the picture was Natalie, his sister. Tragically, she had overdosed on Zoniston, a medication produced by Thorensen's company. This revelation shed light on Franklin's deep-seated resentment towards Thorensen. He had even set up a website outlining the dangers of Zoniston, holding the company accountable for its deadly consequences. Seeking to steer the evening in a positive direction, Franklin surprised Jala with a thoughtful gift, a set of painting supplies. Jala, with her artistic flair, cherished it, especially since she was gearing up for a significant painting exhibition. Following their intimate moment at the apartment, Franklin decided to flaunt his latest purchase to Jala, a swanky luxury car, a testament to his recent success. But their moment was interrupted by a call from Anton, requesting Franklin's presence for an interview. A ride was promptly arranged, with Anton's trusted associate, Ingram, being the chauffeur. Upon arrival at Anton's grand office, Franklin was warmly greeted. Gratitude emanated from Anton for the brave act Franklin had pulled off in saving him. As a token of appreciation, Anton gifted Franklin and Jala the latest and most advanced trident bracelets. As the conversation deepened, Anton spoke highly of Franklin's talents, being aware of his prowess in biotechnology, owing to his outstanding academic record. During their discussion, Anton shared his ambitious vision for the Triband, highlighting potential enhancements that could prevent visual injuries from accidents. Anton's enthusiasm was palpable, especially when he spoke of a groundbreaking discovery from the 1960s, a substance brimming with quantum particles. He revealed that this very substance now powers the Triband. Franklin couldn't help but connect the dots. The mysterious ring he had likely possessed quantum particles, explaining its time-reversing capabilities. Yet he hesitated to share this insight with Anton, fearing the repercussions of admitting he'd found the ring. Anton, perhaps sensing Franklin's internal turmoil, offered sage advice, urging him to chase his desires fearlessly. Pondering over Anton's words, Franklin mustered the courage to confront Sig. Armed with determination, he sought to expose the perilous nature of Zoniston to the world, advocating for its potential victims. The following day marked a pivotal moment for Franklin. Upon his arrival at Sig's lavish residence, he was met by Calvert and Renee. Inside, Sig, in a surprising move, extended an offer for Franklin to be the face of his company. The very company Franklin held in contempt for his sister Natalie's tragic demise. In a heated moment, Franklin impulsively struck Sig. Panicking, he quickly activated the ring, rewinding time to erase his outburst. Weighing the situation, Franklin saw this as an opportunity to infiltrate and seek revenge against Thorensen, and hence accepted the role. As part of an impromptu test of his claimed precognitive abilities, Sig challenged Franklin, curious about the events that would unfold post his whistle. With the help of his ring, Franklin foresaw a lady of the night approaching Sig upon the whistle. His accurate prediction left Sig in sheer awe, further cementing Franklin's newly acquired position in the company. After his eventful meeting with Sig, Franklin, filled with emotions, popped the question to Jala, who was overjoyed by the proposal. Embracing a new chapter, Franklin started working in Sig's sprawling mansion. On one such day, Sig, ever the cunning strategist, sent a lady to Franklin's quarters, hoping to discern the secret behind his uncanny predictions. But Franklin wasn't one to be easily fooled. Recognizing the trap, he sent the woman away. Seeing his schemes repeatedly foiled by Franklin's astuteness, Sig, in a bid to stay ahead, gifted him an opulent house. Moreover, in an attempt to further tighten their bond, he extended an invitation to Franklin and Jala for a sun-soaked vacation at his Miami residence. While in Miami during a lively party, 3 individuals, Sig, Calvert, and Renee, attempted to uncover the source of Franklin's mysterious abilities. While Calvert kept a close watch on Franklin, Renee tried to glean information from Jala. However, their efforts didn't yield any results. They couldn't pinpoint the nature of Franklin's magic, and only speculated that it might be related to a gadget he frequently wore. Suddenly, the atmosphere of the party took a drastic turn when a man armed with a gun stormed in. He didn't hesitate and began shooting, hitting Sig among others. In a swift reaction, Franklin activated his unique ring. This ring had the incredible power to rewind time by 57 seconds. Using this advantage, as soon as the armed man appeared, Franklin neutralized him with a bottle. The next day, information emerged identifying the shooter. It turned out he was the husband of Susan Miller, a former employee of Sig's company. There were whispers and rumors circulating about Susan's behavior at the office, which only deepened the mystery surrounding the incident. Curiosity piqued, Franklin approached Renee to inquire more about Susan. Renee, sensing Franklin might be digging too deep, alerted Sig of Franklin's probing. Yet Sig brushed her concerns aside. He felt indebted to Franklin for saving his life during the shooting. However, things took a darker turn when Sig, under the guise of camaraderie, lured Franklin to a bar. There he cunningly drugged Franklin and, in his dazed state, left him in the company of 3 unfamiliar women. By the time Franklin regained his senses and returned home, he discovered Anton in his house, chatting with Jala. Apparently, Anton had attended Jala's art exhibit and was so impressed that he purchased all her pieces. However, the atmosphere at home became tense as Jala expressed her disappointment in Franklin for neglecting her event and returning home in a less than presentable state. The disagreement escalated, culminating in Jala accidentally activating Franklin's time-rewinding ring as she fell into a pool. This incident unveiled the secret of the ring to Jala, leading her to feel betrayed. Distraught and feeling deceived, she chose to distance herself from Franklin. Left in contemplation, Franklin acknowledged that he had become ensnared in a web of luxury, losing sight of his primary mission, to expose and confront Sig Thorensen. Resolute, he decided to refocus on his initial objective. The following day at his home, Franklin decided to confront Renee in his office. With urgency and determination, he walked in wielding a gun, intending to force Renee to reveal her safe's code. Despite her initial resistance and shouts for help, Franklin's determination, combined with his unique ability to manipulate time, eventually wore her down. Over multiple rewinds, he persisted until Renee finally divulged the code. Once Renee had left the scene, Franklin hastily unlocked the safe. Inside, he found crucial documents related to Susan Miller and evidence pointing to a larger conspiracy. The files hinted at Sig Thorensen's corrupt practices, coercing his employees to become complicit in his schemes. It became evident that Sig's power was rooted in blackmail and exploitation. To expose Sig, Franklin approached his friend Andy, hoping to broadcast the incriminating evidence. While initially hesitant, Andy's cooperation was secured with a generous gift of 20,000 Diamond Mobile Legends. In a bold move the following day, Andy managed to hack into a live broadcast during a basketball game. Displayed on the Jumbotron was a video revealing Sig's involvement in Susan Miller's death. The video also highlighted how Sig coerced Renee and Calvert to frame Susan for illicit activities. However, just as Franklin thought he had Sig cornered, the tables turned. Soon after the video leak, Sig, accompanied by his henchmen, appeared at Franklin's doorstep. Before Franklin could react, they seized him. To make matters worse, they also captured Jala. Their destination, an airport with plans to flee to Sig's secluded private island. Before they could board Sig's private jet, police sirens blared, and officers raced towards the group. In the ensuing chaos, Franklin discreetly used his ring to rewind time, giving Jala a chance to escape and seek refuge with the police. Yet, Sig still managed to capture Franklin. With the police on their heels, a frantic Sig forced Calvert to start the jet. As it began its ascent, police shots pierced the sky, hitting the jet's engine. The damage was severe. Although Calvert recommended turning back, Sig stubbornly chose to push forward. When the situation grew dire, Sig discovered the true nature of Franklin's black ring when he accidentally activated it, sending him moments into the past. Realizing the ring's potential, a desperate Sig pleaded with Franklin to use its power and save them all. However, understanding the limitations of the ring, Franklin handed it over to Sig, knowing it wouldn't change their fate. Tragically, the plane's damage was too great, and it plummeted to the ground, crashing in a fiery explosion. When the smoke cleared, Jala rushed to the wreckage. To her relief, she found Franklin, Calvert, and Renee injured but alive. Sig, however, was not so fortunate and perished in the crash. As Jala tried to process the events, Anton Burrell and his confidant Ingram arrived at the crash site. As the dust settled from the crash, Anton approached Franklin with a proposition: to join his cutting-edge research team. However, Franklin declined without hesitation. Sensing tension, Anton revealed that he was aware Franklin had his unique black ring all along. As an act of defiance, Franklin chose to destroy the ring right then and there. But just as he did, Ingram's facial features glitched for a moment, revealing her true nature. It was then that the truth became clear. Ingram was no ordinary human, but a highly advanced android, a creation of Anton's genius. It all began to make sense. From the moment Franklin found the ring, Ingram had identified him as the perfect subject to test out this groundbreaking time travel technology. Anton had intentionally allowed Franklin to keep the ring, observing every move through the triband he wore. The realization hit Franklin like a ton of bricks. Not only had he been used as a pawn in Anton's experiments, but the miraculous escape from the jet crash was also no coincidence. It was all part of Anton's intricate plan, and Franklin was at its very center. Then Franklin was faced with a tempting offer from Anton to be part of a team that would refine time travel technology, allowing humans to revisit the past for longer than just a mere 57 seconds. But to Franklin, this sounded all too familiar. He compared the allure of the ring to the addictive drug Zoniston. The thought of individuals constantly tinkering with their past, not realizing the potential consequences, was deeply concerning to him. He believed that meddling with time could throw the real world out of balance. Firm in his belief, Franklin made the decision to destroy the ring, ensuring it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. Anton, seeing Franklin's resolve, grew even more certain that Franklin was the ideal person for his plans. But for Franklin, Anton's validation didn't matter. He was done being a pawn in someone else's game. He returned the triband to Anton, took Jala's hand, and they walked away together. In a symbolic gesture of moving on from the past and embracing the present, both Franklin and Jala pressed their engagement rings. There was a brilliant burst of light, symbolizing their leap through time. And with that captivating visual, the film concluded. The moral of the story is a jet ride with the boss might be the bumpiest journey to self-discovery.